Hey, what's going on, boys? Welcome. It is that time of the year again where we look ahead at the release of FIFA 22 and we figure out how to get the best start on Ultimate Team. And usually with these videos, it is geared towards those that don't want to spend any money. So no FIFA point RTGs, which is awesome. If you are chucking on like 12K, 24K, you can still take tips from this video. I've got some interesting discussions because with any new FIFA, things change and a lot has. So are you ready? Thumbs up, subscribe if you're new, and let's go. So just like last year when you load up Ultimate Team for the first time, it will prompt you to pick a nation. And usually with this, a lot of people overlook it and they just pick Argentina, Brazil, Germany. I usually pick Italy, but when you really break it down and think about it, what you want to do is you want to take England because they have more divisions on the game. So you've got Premier League, you've got Championship, League One, League Two. And what that does is it helps you to keep the nation, but splits up the leagues. So when you go and do the advanced SBCs or anything like that, you're going to want different leagues as well as nations to create chemistry. So it's a very easy step that gets overlooked, and that is going to help you on track to get the best start on Ultimate Team. So the next thing that you guys are going to want to do is keep calm. I know it's exciting. You want to do everything straight away. But one thing that I'd advise you to go and do is look through the objectives, read them properly. Because sometimes, right, what will happen is you'll have 3 out of the 4 completed and it'd be a very easy task that you just looked over. It could be apply chem style or go and play in a certain game mode, and that would stop the progression to unlock the full set. And usually with that, you might get a loan card. And I know you're going to think, well, I don't really want a loan because you're so used to all these summer stars that have been released on FIFA 21. You need to remember, it's a brand new FIFA and those loans will help, especially in the friendly game modes and even for qualification in division rivals. And everything has changed, and I'm going to speak about what you guys are going to want to do anyway. But like I say, make sure you read what you're doing and you're good. So I'm not sure if every single one of you watching this video right now understand how the EA access will work for FIFA 22. So I'm going to quickly run it down. If you're a complete noob, don't worry. EA Play is a subscription service that you buy, and it will give you early access to games. And it is the full release, but you're obviously on a time limit, and it's usually 10 hours on old gen consoles. But because of the release of the Xbox X and the PlayStation 5, it will also give you the ability to download the next gen version. So if you have one of those consoles, you can not only get the 10 hours from old gen, but now you can get the 10 hours on the next gen version. So it's 20 hours on one account, just playing slightly alterated versions of the game. You know what I mean? So it's the same game essentially, and it's the same account, but now instead of 10 hours, you get 20 hours during the hottest period of the game. And you can make so many more coins just putting in a bit of game time and doing a bit of trading. So you're going to want to use that 100%. If you have got a PlayStation, Xbox, the newer ones, make sure you download both versions. So what you're going to want to pay attention to is that this year on FIFA 22, Division Rivals has changed. Last year, you'd have your placement matches. So it would tell you to go and play 5 games in Rivals straight away. And if you won, let's say 4 out of the 5, it would put you in Division 3 and you would earn all of those promotion coins from Division 10 all the way up. And you'd be left with, what, 100,000 coins, literally in a couple of hours of work. EA understand that, and they've scrapped it completely. I'm not suggesting that you won't get a promotion coin boost when you eventually rank through the divisions, but it's going to take a lot longer. So with that being said, every single player on the game starts in Division 10. And you've got to consider, very early on, you're coming up against pro players, Division 1, Division 3, it's going to be very competitive in the lower division. So instead of going into those matches with a terrible side and just getting battered, what you're going to want to do is take yourself out of that situation, go and play against the AI, and usually at the start of the game, they will give you those advanced objectives, which is score 100 goals, get 100 assists, and you're earning packs that way. So you let the better players do their thing and progress a little bit higher, and then it gives you that opportunity to go and chill out, get a better team first of all, and then progress. Because I don't believe that the coins from Division Rivals is going to be as good as, well, it's not. That's a fact. So you're going to be able to use your time a little bit better and think about sort of doing a little mixture really. Do a bit of Division Rivals, that's fine. But I think you're going to be able to progress a lot faster doing other things, and especially getting those packs from the advanced objectives. Make sure you do it. So another bit of advice that I have for you, and like we just went over with Division Rivals, you will not be receiving those placement coins. So what does it mean for this year? And what does it mean for your accounts, especially if you're running an RTG? Simply put, you're not going to be able to skip those lower rated cards and move over to players like Rashford that people had within the space of 3 or 4 days, Kante, Gomez if he's really expensive. So what I believe is going to happen is the longevity of, well, I'm generalizing, but like the 80 to 82s, they're going to have a longer lifespan because of more competition, and a lot of people won't have the choice. They can't afford the 85s to 88s. They're going to have to bring in the lower budget players. So be careful, you know, like obviously you can trade with those, but the drop off period is going to be a lot later than FIFA 21. So when that drop off is going to be, no one really knows. But this year it was early. Like I say, people would bring in like an 80 rated card and then in 2 days they'd have a better team. It was crazy how quickly everyone progressed, but it was because of that coin injection from division rivals. So those 82 rated players, maybe trade with them. You know, look at that as an opportunity to trade. People are going to want them. So just to expand on that and give you a little bit more food for thought, I'm not saying 100% go and buy these players, but try and think outside the box a little bit. So there's no guarantee that these 3 individuals are going to receive a one to watch, but let's just say they did, okay? So you've put together a team. You know the fact that the lifespan of the lower rated cards is going to be extended because not many people have the coins. So picking up someone like Bailey, who could potentially have 5-star skills and is a meta-ish card being what, 80, 81 rated on FIFA 22 with good pace, good enough finishing. If he were to receive that one to watch, he is going to fly. Like people are going to need him. And that's when you got to be careful though, because you sell for profit and then that drop off period. And if he went up to, let's say like 15, 20,000, God knows when he'd crash and you'd lose tons. But take that as the advantage to think about the teams that you're building very early on. Try and put together like a good side, but then maximize those profits as well. And think about what players are going to maybe receive a one to watch. What players could I cash out for? You know, there's always ways to be able to play the game as well as make coins at the same time. So those 3 there, Malin, I think will be a good one. Kanate, if he receives a one to watch, it'd be crazy because everyone's going to want to use him at the start. And Bailey, I think, is also a really nice one to look out for. Maybe even Willock from Newcastle, if they give him a gold card with some good stats, he might be a good one to pick up. So I'll leave that with you. So if you did play on FIFA 21 or FIFA 20 and you received those loyalty packs, you're going to want to think about what's available now to go and complete and what's coming out in the future. Usually at the start of the game, EA don't go too crazy with SBCs. And when it comes to packs in the store to go and purchase, they don't even release mega packs. It's standard 5k and 7.5 for the golds. So with that being said, for the player of the month, which is one of those early SBCs, Mikel Antonio, I wouldn't say looks set to win, but he is definitely the favorite. And with his original card, I think I gave him like an 81, 82 overall, which is more than deserved. He broke Di Canio's record at West Ham, and he also had a good season in general. So his player of the month will most likely be 84 overall and pretty affordable. So a lot of people building their Prim teams, they look at that thinking, damn, I want him. Well, how do you get him? You look at the requirements, and this is where you can make a ton. Think about just Premier League cards in general, West Ham players, Jamaican players, because he's opted in for that national change from England to Jamaica. So there you go. Like, make sure that you're looking and planning ahead as well, not just in the now, planning ahead. And especially with those advanced SBCs, you want to get them done as soon as possible. They really do change your account straight away, especially if you hit 1 or 2 cards, you know, you're golden. Even if they're untradeable, you're going to be happy with those, especially for rivals. It's going to be super competitive now. You need good players. So speaking of packs, do not forget to claim that preview every single day. And for those of you that are watching this video right now thinking, well, I already knew that, don't worry. It's not for you. The players that completely stopped playing halfway through the FIFA 21 cycle because they fell out of love with it, which is fine, what EA introduced towards the back end was this feature of being able to preview your pack before you buy it. But to move on to the next one, you have to purchase that pack anyway. But it gives you an option to open up 7.5k packs free of charge. And if then you do get someone amazing, you know that you're going to have to save those coins, purchase it, happy days. And with 7.5s, they're going to be tradable. So you're going to want to make sure you preview it. Don't forget. So the last thing that we're going to be going over today is when it comes to Fut Champs, we still don't know if it's going to be 25 games or 30 games. But what you're going to want to know is that if you finish your games, every single one of them, you get to claim your rewards instantly. So there's no waiting for Thursday, or you've got to wait until the competition is over. So most likely, if you're not a dedicated player, you're going to have to wait until, well, Monday morning, most likely Monday during the day, because you're not going to stay up until like 7 a.m. So maybe you do, and that's fine. But the thing is, what you're going to want to know is that if you get your games done as soon as possible, and let's say you were using a version of a Salah that goes and gets himself a red pick, and you were to pull that red pick, it gives you a little bit more of an edge and a chance to get rid of those coins. I'm not saying, well, Salah's probably not a good example, but maybe the lower rated cards that you feel like, all right, they're gonna drop off soon. You're gonna want to get rid of them early. So the quicker you get your games done, the better. You don't have to rush through them, but it just gives you that extra advantage with the market, and everything's time sensitive at the start of the game. So also make sure that once you are done and you build up that coin total, sooner rather than later, you're going to want to pick up the Rafael Varans and players like that anyway, because then you haven't got the stress of thinking, oh, when have I got to sell this player? Everything just naturally goes up, especially a transferred Rafael Varane at Man United in the Prem with juiced up stats. You're going to want to look out for those players. But thank you very much for watching. If you already knew some of these ideas and topics that we spoke about today, then that's fine. But as long as you got one or two things out of it that you weren't really thinking of, that is going to help you get the best start in Ultimate Team. And if I've missed out anything that you believe is going to be good, get yourself in that comment section and tell somebody else, you know, give advice, and let's see how we can progress this year. But thank you for watching. Thumbs up, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you soon. Team out. Peace.